Hello, beautiful people. We are back again. Veronique should be joining us shortly. She'll be commenting, and I will bring her on live so that we can do Melissa's Monday Madness. So I am super excited. Oh, look, you can actually turn it right around. I wonder if that's actually the way it's supposed to be. Oh, those are pretty interesting as we're screwing around with stuff. Huh. Apparently this is the way it's supposed to look. So that's totally awesome. Let's see what this one is. Oh, and bright lights. I don't know if we need the lights that bright, do we? Oh, that's interesting. All right. So we're just going to wait for Veronique and then we are going to go live. You're going to see my cats wandering around because I am in my basement where I will be building or creating my new office space. So I'm super excited. That is my spirit cat, Mao, behind me, of course, because they're super excited that they're allowed in here now. And like I said, as soon as Veronique comes on, we will start Melissa's Monday Madness. So if you are joining live, make sure that you comment, let me know that you're here, ask whatever questions you may have for myself or Veronique, and then we will get going. Hi, Peggy. Yeah, I have two cats in here with me right now. It's pretty bare in here. I have my son's old bed that I'm sitting on. Boxes, dressers, stuff like that. And then another bedroom, which I am going to be making my new office. So you guys are going to get to see that over the next coming weeks. There's some stuff still in there that needs to be moved out. But once it's done, I'm going to be creating my beautiful new space. I'm super excited. I call her Mao because, and so it's M-O-W, and I call her Mao because she tends to meow funny, and my husband can purr and he can copy her meow. I can't, so it sounds like Haru when I do it, and he laughs at me repeatedly, constantly, because it's priceless. I love my cats. They're very excited to be down here, and I'm being watched, literally stared at by the other one. Right, Boots? There's my evil cat, is what I call him. And he's coming to visit me now. Boots. Oh, you're hyper. Apparently he wants to attack me. He's a big cat. Just huffed at me. Come in. Come in. Alrighty. Well, I don't know how well this is going. It's not going very well yet. So hopefully Veronique is able to join us shortly, right away. I know that she is in another country, so last I talked to her, she was in Bali, Indonesia. So that'll be super exciting, having somebody from literally across the world joining us and talking to us about what they do and stuff like that. So super excited. Can't wait. Just have to wait for her to join. And once she joins and comments, then I will start asking her some questions. Make sure that you're commenting, you're, asking your questions, and we can go from there. Hi, Gwen from Prince George. I've been there once. I had to drive through Prince George to go get my dog. I bought him just outside of Prince George. There is a beautiful, I can't remember where I got him from. I can't remember what it's called. But there's a beautiful forest on the way to this place that we went to, and the trees are ginormous. So I'm sure, Gwen, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, this whole BC is definitely beautiful. We lived in Fort St. John for a little bit, so, and I'm only a couple hours away from Fort St. John. So yeah. So like I said, McBride, yes, that is exactly where I got him. I did. I bought my dog from McBride, BC, 7 years ago. Yeah, 7 years ago. So this looks totally weird. The ancient forest, yes, it was gorgeous. It was absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to just switch this because I don't really like how it looks. There we go. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Yes, we got him from the ancient forest, or the McBride, BC. He's beautiful Rottweiler. His parents were huge, and they were like the big bull in a china shop type dogs, where Caesar is very lean. He's only about 100 pounds, but he's lean muscle. He's all nice. So hello, Carrie. Kansas. I don't know if I've been in Kansas. I went to 13 states on a 2-week road trip when I was pregnant with my oldest. So 16 years ago? Yeah, literally 16 years ago. I went on this 2-week road trip through the states. And yeah, it was absolutely amazing. I went to 13 different states. I think the farthest south I went, I think, was Tennessee. And then I think we went to New York. Not New York City, but New York, the state. So I have been all over. I didn't really get to see a lot. I'd like to do some traveling. I think everywhere you live is a little bit anticlimactic. If you're in Kansas, though, obviously you have a movie that's completely based on Kansas. Toto, we're not in Kansas anymore. So you kind of have to go with that. That's pretty epic. Absolutely epic that you're from there. And it's literally a movie. So I love that. So Veronique is having trouble finding us, and I don't know how to get her over here. I don't know why it's not letting me on. So let's see if I can. I apologize. If I click out, let me know. I will try to be as quick as I can. I will be right back. I'm going to go see if I can get her to find the video. Oh yeah, it didn't cut me off. Oh, it totally didn't cut me off. Thank God. I had to respond to Veronique, having a little bit of trouble getting her to onto the video. And unfortunately, I can't share the link right now. All of my computer and everything else is upstairs. Otherwise, this would be a lot easier. Once I have my new office set up, then that will be totally great. I came down here because we just put the kids to bed and they're being shits today, so we didn't really want the yelling or crying because Haley is in a dramatic stage. I don't know if you guys are parents, if you have daughters or sons who, her newest thing is she will fake cry, and she knows she's doing it. We know she's doing it. She thinks it's gonna work. But it's not. So that's her newest thing. She's got this fake crying bullshit going on. And, yeah, it was very irritating. And yeah, so that's Haley's newest thing lately. Veronique's on. Yay. All right. So we'll be able to get Veronique on now. Oh, it's not letting me. Veronique, I can't bring you on. Uh-oh. Veronique, comment if you can, and let's see if it'll let me bring you on that way. If you have a little... Veronique, check on the bottom and see if you can request to join. Unfortunately, it's telling me that I can't bring you on. So, I don't know why it's doing that. Yeah, it will not let me bring you on. So see if it's got like a request on there. I don't know if you're not on the right device. Are you on a desktop? Because that might be, it might not let you join on a desktop. That's terrible. Oh, we might end up having to do it the other way. I think Spirit's trying to tell us something, or tell me something. For the last 2 episodes, it hasn't really gone all that well for trying to get on. So we might, yeah, see, I think it's because you're on your laptop. If you have like another device that you could use and join, that might allow you to join, but unfortunately it's not letting me bring you on. Sorry, cats everywhere. Okay, you know what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go get my computer and we're gonna try on Zoom and we're gonna share it live. So let's go through Zoom. We'll share it live. Last try, because again, this happened last week too. I'm going to go get my computer, bring it downstairs, and then we will come back on. Veronique, I will wait a minute, and then if it doesn't work, we will try it the other way. I wonder. You really have to wonder why Spirit's doing this. Literally last week, it took me half an hour, and I'm assuming I'm getting close to that too. It took me half an hour to get going live last week. And then again today, it's not allowing me to do what I need to do. Okay, so it's still not allowing me to join. Veronique, do you want me to wait, or do we want to go to the Zoom webinar? What would you prefer? I have cats everywhere. They're wandering around. So what was your weather like, everyone, today? What was your weather like? What did you do? Are you pumped up this Monday? Did you have fun with family? What was your weekend like? Let's get some conversations going while we wait here. Oh, I can add you now. Let's hope it works. Last time it cut out too. Yay!
Right. It's going to be a little bit more complicated.
Looks like we may have some connection issues today too. Yep, I can. Perfect.
Challenge with this one is that I'm not on the Wi-Fi, I'm on my phone. So I hope you will stick to it.
Yes. So let's be quick then. I know that we'll be quick. I'll ask your questions and then we'll let you go. Okay. So I, of course, am Melissa Krechler. You all know that. This is Veronique Ficheux. She is in Bali, Indonesia, which I'm assuming is beautiful because it looks like it's absolutely beautiful. So how about you tell us a little bit about yourself and your business?
Okay, so I'm from France, in case the name was not a good hint in the first place. And I've lived in Asia for the past 25 years. I was actually in Hong Kong for 22 years and recently moved out to Bali 3 years ago with my son. I'm a single mom. I have my son is nearly 14. I had to laugh when you were sharing about the crying to get something because that reminded me of something. The good news is they do grow out of it. Now,
Yeah, I have a
now he just
16-year-old.
sulks.
Yeah, I have a 16-year-old who refuses to talk to me. I'm like the worst person in the world. Um, yeah, so mine range from 3 to 16. So yeah,
Yeah.
I know the stages very well. Um, this 3-year-old of mine though is she's the hugest manipulator in the world, and I can see it because I used to be the same way. Um, but yeah, she's absolutely terrible. All right, so how about we hear about your business? What
All right.
do you do?
So I in terms of business, what I really do is I empower people, and I know it's a word that people use a lot. And one of those days, I'm gonna have to find one that works better. But this is what works. I believe in helping people figure out what's holding them back and literally move past it. And I believe in giving them the tools to do it. I love seeing people and coaching them and everything, but I'm not. I don't really believe in 3 years of coaching. Right. So I'm more a 3 to 6 month coaching and other things. And I like to give people tools that they can use for themselves. So, for instance, I use a lot of EFT, emotional freedom technique, and I will also teach people how to use it. I also use other techniques and other approaches such as personality-based system like Bank. We talked about this briefly, and the reason why I love Bank is that it's so simple for people to use and to figure out other people's personality and actually speak the right language to the person, right? And it's easy to
Yeah,
learn, so everybody can use it without me. That, to me, that's something that I really believe in. And it's I do
yeah,
a lot of belief work.
yeah. Which is good. So you do a lot of mindset work, similar to what I do, but in a
Yeah,
different way.
yeah.
Just a hint, guys, not all of us teach it the same way, and we definitely do not all take the same name. So that's one thing to look for when you're looking for a coach, or a mentor or a guide or whoever it is that you're looking for. Make sure you're looking for somebody that resonates with you and
Yes,
what they're saying speaks to you.
yes.
Um, so now I was going to ask you what your tools are, but you already mentioned them. Can you give us a very quick little rundown of each of those two tools?
Okay, so EFT is more well known in the US as tapping. I don't know if you've heard. There's the tapping solution. There's all these sort of things. It's basically acupuncture without needles for emotions. So you use acupuncture points, and they're very specific, but not very precise, which is great because people are like, oh, if I don't tap in the right place, I'm going to screw it up and I'll stay screwed up for the rest of my life. That's not how it works at all. I love how easy it is. It's easy to learn because it's just a set of points, and we usually do it from top to bottom just because it's easier to remember that way. And if you skip a point, it's not the end of the world. If you change side, it works too. It's very so just a can really reduce the emotional intensity of the problem that people are working on. Dig until they
Very
find the
nice. Very nice. Yeah, absolutely. I really like that. Um, so what about bank? I know that I know that you and I talked. Go ahead.
have a different way of taking decisions. We have different ways of deciding to be in a relationship or communicating in a relationship with people. So, for instance, some people are very gut related, and they're like, okay, I know in my gut this is the right thing to do. And they're people that probably will not need that much information to make a decision. But then you have the other type, which need a lot more information and they need to feel more safe, for instance. So that's what BANK looks at. And BANK is basically an acronym. It's the 4 personality types that it's looking at. So B is for blueprint. It's the organized mind. A is for action. It's the fast one that does things all the time. The N is for nurture. That's you and I. We care about people first. And K is for knowledge. And that's the brainiacs. And some people may accuse the brainiacs of being a little bit cold. That's just simply how they react and how their brain works. Right.
Yeah.
Once you understand that about yourself, it's great. But more importantly, you learn to recognize it in others really quickly. And so it's not an excuse, but it's a method for you to say, okay, I understand that this person needs this information to communicate properly with me.
Yeah.
But I'll give you an
So
example
is it
if you
possible?
want. Is it? Yeah, I'll give you yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I use little cards, and what I'll do at the end of this is I'll put a link at the bottom so people can go and actually do their own test. And it takes less than 5 minutes. So it's the longest is filling your contact details to receive the program. But I use.
Uh-oh. Oh, internet troubles. Internet troubles. Internet is so spotty. Perfect. Oh, just about.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you now.
Sorry about that. It's that's the
perfectly fine.
The beauty of third world countries.
That's the beauty of anywhere.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true
Spotty
too.
wherever you
Yeah. So anyway, so I knew what my son's code was, but he picked out the cards I was expecting, and then he thought about it for a couple of days, and 3 days later he came back and he said to me, "So, what's Auntie's code?" And we're blessed living here. We have an auntie. She's our nanny, and she's been with us since he was born. She's Indonesian, and because I'm a single mom, it's absolutely amazing to have this kind of help. And so she's his second mom, right? And I said, well, what do you think she is? And he thought about it, and he said, you know what, I think she's a blueprint. And he was absolutely right. The beauty about our auntie is she is a blueprint, which means there is food on the table, the house is clean, right? And things get organized, because I will readily admit that that's not my forte. Right? And it's that easy.
So, is it possible to be more than one?
Absolutely. In fact, none of us are a pure one, right? So we are mixes. So for instance, I'm very, very high nurture. That's going to be my first filter, but I'm also really, really high action. So it means that I like the limelight. I like being on stage. I like talking to people, right? But if
Yeah.
you're a high nurture, you want to connect with people, but behind it, you're high knowledge. You'll also need a lot of reconnecting time with yourself because knowledge are not that fascinated about people all the time. But my first port of call is
Perfect.
always, nurture.
Absolutely. Um, so if for anybody watching, if you want to know what your bank is, absolutely click the link. Once we're done, Veronique will be posting the link to that along with her website and whatever other social
Yeah,
media uh, that she has.
yeah,
You'll also find her information on my website, melissacrutchler.com/Melissa's Money Madness, because she is obviously a guest. So what I want to ask you next is, why is this important to you? What started you on this journey?
that's a really good question. When I came to Asia, I was actually a fund manager. I was fairly high powered in an independent company, and I did a lot of really high business, investing like millions of dollars in a day, and it never felt completely right. What I was really, really good at was people. So I always was great at putting together a team. I was good at figuring out what company was going to be successful because of the people running it. And as time went and the pressures grew and grew, I burnt out basically, and I became more and more unhappy with what I was doing. So it came to a stage where I bumped into coaching by accident. In 2000, there was the kind of one of the best known coaches in the US that was on Oprah a lot was a lady called Cheryl Richardson, and her first book came out, and I bought it, and of course it stayed on my desk for 3 months. And when I read the introduction, she explained what she did as a coach, and that's what I do. That's what I want to do. So I started learning coaching, and it took a while for me to get out of the company because I was one of the principals. So I gave them a year notice, and formed my replacement. They're still very successful, and in a lot of ways, I am so glad that I came out of it because I think it saved my life.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
yeah, so that's what I do. I coach. Got blessed as well at the same time to discover Tony Robbins programs and work with him, which is where I'm going next week. So I'm very excited about that too.
that is exciting.
Yeah.
Um, Funny enough, I was working for an investment/insurance company before I started coaching. Um, I wasn't successful at it by any means. I was successful with the clients, but um, it wasn't the location that I'm in wasn't very high trust when it comes to financials.
Yeah.
So it was hard to convert clients
Yes.
to but I loved it. I loved working the shows. I loved, talking to people and just raising their awareness on different aspects of insurance and investments.
Yeah.
So it was very high vibrational for me. But yeah, it just financially it didn't work for me. Um, so I decided to quit, and this is what I've been doing since. So I resonate with you a lot on that because I think that for people like you and I, it's for anybody to go from. I saw a post in one of the groups that I'm in the other day about do empaths normally or commonly have more than one career in their lifetime, and I'm like, dude, yes, like yeah,
What's
like
one
I
career
went
anyway?
yeah, like I went from a banquet server to a prostitute to a postal worker to a legal assistant to you name it. I mean,
Yes.
I've been on that of different jobs, right? And none of them, I loved them all and I hated them all at the same
Yes.
time. Yeah, they just weren't lasting for me. So this is, of course, my passion as well as yours. And I know that you're on your Wi-Fi, so if you have anything else you'd like to share for our viewers, absolutely let them know. If you've got any promos going on or anything that you want them to know specifically about you or what you do, absolutely feel free to share it.
All right. So I do have promos going on with regards to bank in particular, and in particular, if some of your viewers are in Los Angeles, there's a couple of courses happening. That's not me teaching them, but that might be of interest to them. So if they want to reach out to me to learn more about bank, that's available. There's also a lot of really good online courses with bank. I also offer, because you get the little test and you get this big reading, but I also offer a slightly more advanced test and a half-hour call, and that's only $40. So that's useful for getting to know you, but more importantly for how to adapt yourself to other people. And for coaching, I'm open to people reaching out. As I said, one of the things that I like is short term. EFT works really, really well for things like fears and phobias in particular, and little traumas, not little and big actually. So just yeah, that's it for the moment.
Absolutely. So thank you very much for joining us. For everybody watching, a lot of coaches will stick with 3 to 6, a little bit more. I actually just took my 3-month coaching program and put it into 7 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
No say that you can't work with me again out of that, but you have homework every day.
Yeah.
7 weeks,
That's busy.
homework every day. The thing is, a lot of my clients are going to be very high profile, very busy clients, right?
Yes.
Like investment bank. They're not going to have 3 to 6 months to work on that. So 30 minutes a day, 7 weeks, 7 days a week for 7 weeks is what I offer for my mindset coaching. If you're interested in that, go check out my video. It is pinned to the top of the page. Like I said, Veronique is going to be sharing all of her information on this thread on the page so that you guys have unlimited ways to find her. And I wish you all the best. Thank you so much, Veronique. I love you. I'm so glad that you joined me today on this episode. Thank you for using your data, because
and thank you for having me.
And everybody have a wonderful day. Jackie, I do need sunscreen. I'm allergic to the sun. I'm really not as red as I look. It's kind of a lot to do with the light and the fact that I'm kind of hot, but
I have a suggestion with that, by the way. Myrrh essential oil.
Which one?
Myrrh. Incense and myrrh. Myrrh.
Yeah.
It's quite sticky, but that's what I use in Bali. I do put a little bit of sunscreen on sometimes, but I often forget. But I always put a drop of myrrh on my wrists, both sides, and it really protects you from the sun.
I'll have to look into that. Yeah, I'm highly allergic to the sun. You probably can't see it very well.
Yeah.
They're not actually hives. They're 10 times worse. They're literally, it's like you have a hive / mosquito bite in the size of a pimple, and they're so itchy. Like I'm dying when I have them, but every year got them. They're terrible, hereditary. Oh. So, hey.
Sorry you have to go through that.
No, as long as I put sunscreen on, but I went and mowed my lawn and didn't put any sunscreen on, and then so it was my own fault. But
all right,
okay. Much love, guys. Have an awesome evening. Veronique, thank you again, and
thank you for having me.
Has an awesome night, awesome day for you. I know it's early for you, so much love, guys.
Take care.
See you later.